Let me do Gauff first. So, Gauff is the new face of women's tennis. There's no question about it. She's delightful. Her story is awesome. She is, I think, better than anyone expected at this point. And because Naomi Osaka has kind of gone in a different direction, the door is wide open, and Gauff has slammed her way through it. It's wonderful, and it is the lasting legacy of Venus and Serena. It just without question is young black girls in America looking at tennis as a top option, whether it's Madison Keys or Coco or Naomi Osaka. It is what Tiger did for golf. Venus and Serena, I think even more so, did for tennis. It's amazing. It's one of the coolest stories ever, and Coco is spectacular and easy to root for and a badass. Listen, I once again lost money on the men's side of the bracket. I bet Alcaraz. I went to see Alcaraz in the semifinal against Medvedev. I was there. Those were expensive tickets. How about this, Demonze? Carm, you know Carm. You love Carm.
Mm-hmm.
Carm, he comes in every year for the U.S. Open, and we go to the beginning, the first few days of it together. He comes in for like 4 days. He goes all day, every day. I go to a couple days. But tickets get more and more and more expensive. I can never go to the men's final because it's idiotically on the same Sunday of week 1 of the NFL every year. I don't know. They got to just move the U.S. Open back 1 week so the finals are the weekend before the NFL starts. Set that aside. Carm texted me on Thursday afternoon and said, you should get semifinal tickets. See Djokovic in the afternoon, Medvedev, Alcaraz at night. All fly in for it. And I think he was joking. But I typically buy tickets to all sporting events, but I have a few ways if it's like a super expensive ticket that I can, call in a bit of a favor and be like, "Hey, can I get a couple tickets to this?" And so I called in that favor, and within 30 minutes, I had a couple tickets to the semifinal. I texted Carm a picture of him and said, we're in there. He couldn't believe it. He flew in, Southwest flight Friday morning, Southwest flight back to Chicago Saturday morning, and Carm considers himself like a amateur professional tennis player. By the way, if anyone's watching this in Chicago, you can watch him on CHGO, listen to him on WGN. He used to do radio with me in Kansas City. He's one of the best guys ever. And when we were walking in, he's turned to me and he goes, Nikki, men's semifinal. I can't believe we're here. He was so happy. He was just so over the moon. He was like, it's a totally different crowd than's here earlier in the week. So I'm like, oh yeah. The thing with the U.S. Open is diehard tennis fans are there early in the week, early in the tournament. And as the tournament moves on, it becomes more
the hype
corporate beast. Less. Yeah. I mean, for the men's final, Lil Wayne was there. Everyone was at the men's final. But I watched Medvedev beat Alcaraz. Medvedev was unbelievable. Played a great match. And then Djokovic, of course. Listen, if I'm ranking my favorite male tennis players ever, Nadal's 1, Federer's 2. I don't even know where Djokovic is as far as my favorites. But he's undeniably amazing. And the fact that he has played 72, I might be off by 1 or 2 on this. I think he has entered 72 majors, and he's made the finals 36 times. Half of the majors he's entered in the hardest era in the history of tennis, he has made the final, is one of the most remarkable things in the history of the sport. And since 2021, here is what he has done in the majors. Australian Open, won it. 2021. Won the Australian, won the French, won Wimbledon, lost in the finals of the U.S. Open to Medvedev. 2022, didn't play in the Australian Open, made the quarterfinals of the French, won Wimbledon, didn't play in the U.S. Open. 2023, won the Australian, won the French, lost in the finals to Alcaraz of Wimbledon, won the U.S. Open. So in the last 3 years, Demonze, he has played in 10 of the 12 majors. He has won 7 of the 10 he's played in and lost in the finals in 2 of the other 10 and then lost in the quarters of the French. It is absolutely remarkable what he's done over the last 3 years, and he's now at 24 majors. It's undeniable what he is. I know you have a lot to say on this, but we're short on time, so we can move on if you want. Hey, thanks for watching. Hit the subscribe button to get more from the show, and make sure to click the bell to get notified every time new content drops. Check out full episodes of What's Right wherever you get your podcasts, or just click the link in the description below.